Hello and welcome to the Much Obliged Podcast with me, Kieran Lawless, and the fantastic Henry Michael.
Fantastic to be here. Yes, Dom Hatton Woods is in the boot of my car.
Yes.
So it will be just the two of us today.
Yeah, we didn't put him there, but he ended up there and we're just not letting him out.
Tough times. But hey, it's great to spend some quality time with you, my friend.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Properly back.
It's really
I
good
did
to
watch.
have you back.
I watched the ones in my absence. First one in my absence, introduced as being dead straight off the bat. Then I was replaced with a fern.
What a twist!
Yeah, who would have thought? More charisma. Annoyingly,
it was
so much more charismatic.
It's gone on to better things. The fern, unfortunately, it wouldn't stick with us for more.
Yeah, it's gone. And it's doing Zach Galifianakis's new podcast
very well.
It's taken over. It's become a fern in between three ferns.
We wish it very well, but
yeah, we're not bitter. We're not bitter.
No, it's like having a more successful bandmate, isn't it? Basically, but hey, it's still okay to have you back.
Hey, I'm happy to be back.
Because in your absence, my friend, the world's falling apart. Got a new Prime Minister now, who I don't know anything about. Do you know anything about? Do you follow politics at all?
I only a bit. I know enough to know that I don't like.
Really?
I don't like her, and didn't like the options, to be honest.
No, I did. To me, choosing a new Tory Prime Minister was like being asked to pick what kind of hepatitis you wanted.
Yeah,
it was like some are better than others, but none of them are great.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a very doctor analogy.
Thank you.
I feel like... Who would you vote for if you had to choose between A, B and C?
Yeah, hepatitis A.
That's the good one.
You can get over hepatitis A.
Ah, right.
Yeah, it's definitely a good one, that. You could tell a funny story about hepatitis A.
Yeah. It's a character.
No one's got a great hepatitis C anecdote. It doesn't work that way, basically.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Next week's theme.
Next week's
drug abuse.
Next week's theme is going to be hepatitis
heroin.
C.
It's going to be heroin use.
I'm going to knock it out the park.
Mate, I believe in you.
It was so funny.
Oh, you look skinny and tense. So we got a new Prime Minister now. Obviously, we're not going to talk too much about this because it's still very raw, but we have, of course, the very tragic passing of Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
I don't know when this episode will be released, but as we're filming it, that has just happened, a few days ago. But that is very sad, but we have a new king now.
Yes.
Again, I'm not going to say too much on this topic other than that I was running a gig about an hour after the news broke, and we weren't sure whether we should cancel or not. But I did get interviewed by BBC Radio Stoke 3 minutes before I went on stage, and they put a microphone in my face to ask me about, and they were like, "Do you have any fond memories of the Queen?" And I think I just said stamps.
Yeah, but they're still there.
They are still there.
They're still there.
But I felt
but do you have any fond memories of this thing that's still there and still?
Well, yeah, cash.
Yeah.
But that was very sad. And what else has gone on? No one can afford to heat their houses. Does that depress you?
I mean, it doesn't really. It'd be weird if it cheered me up.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh, I absolutely
People
love it.
These days are too fucking uppity and warm.
They're too warm.
They're too warm.
Always said
That's the problem. There's not enough hepatitis C and cold
People are
in their
too
life.
warm.
People are too warm.
Vote for Kieran.
Bloody molly-coddled youth.
Bloody.
And their warmth.
In my day, we all had chronic diseases and cold.
Freaking dead right. Let me tell you.
What is...
never killed anyone. Apart from all those people who are dead.
Statistically not true, of course. So it's getting tough times out here, but despite that, you're happy to be back?
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Yeah.
It's good to be back here. I've missed the podcast.
Well, you're a cheery fellow, my friend. That's what I like about you.
I was watching the podcast, and they were great, much to my frustration. Mm-hmm. They were really, really good. I thought, something? These two work really well as a duo. I hate that. I hated that.
I did have to edit the bits out where I almost beat Dom to death for staring at me indifferently. But that's great video editing software.
Yeah.
I've made us look like we've got chemistry.
Yeah. I like the way now I've just pictured, I'm going to have to rewatch and see if there's these really weird cuts to make it look like Dom is smiling the whole time. Just these weird cuts of... Henry, Michael, you're very
stupid.
funny.
So tell me about your latest project. Yeah, you're right. But no, hey, it's so we're not having Dom today. That wasn't deliberate. He is around. He's still going. He'll be with us in 2 weeks for a proper reunion. Three of us together.
Hasn't been that way in ages.
We should just have a big hug.
We should. We won't though.
No.
It's
awful podcasting. But so Kieran, now as well as being a lovely, friendly chappy, you do also have a degree in history. Is that right?
I have a master's degree in history. I actually don't have a bachelor's degree in history, but I do have a master's degree in history.
And I don't understand the difference. Is one.
So I didn't do my initial degree in it.
Yeah.
But then I moved to Manchester to do a master's in history. Did not do well in it.
Well,
but got it. I got the bit of paper.
Well, mate, that bit of paper we're going to put to the test today. So here's what I was thinking.
Gonna fail. Gonna do worse.
Going to do worse. So I think times are quite tough at the moment, but I wanted just to take a trip through human history and see if there are any tougher times in the course of human history. So I wanted to explore a couple of different periods of history and see how you think you'd get by if you lived in that time. And at the end,
for a man with a history master's, my knowledge is going to be found so wanting. It's going to be really depressing.
Who are the Tudors, mate? Never heard of them.
Barry Tudor. Yeah.
Oh, I love Barry Tudor.
Barry Tudor. The second, I think.
Yeah, love the band. So I thought maybe we'd start at the beginning. Start at the very beginning.
Am I in Eden? Am I going straight?
Not that far. All right. That would have been a good one. I should have done Eden, actually.
I'd have been fine in Eden. I followed the rules.
Would you be all right in Eden, you think?
Yeah, because I would have followed the rules.
You wouldn't be eating the apple?
If he had been like, everything here is brilliant, just don't have that bit, I think I would have been like, everything here is brilliant, that'll do. Like, I mean, I don't even go past like no entry signs. I mean, if I walk in, if I walk into like a theme park and I'm having a great time and then there's a big no entry sign, I'll be like, I'm not going in there. I'm having a great time out here. I'm not going to go in there.
I do agree with you. I think, don't eat that apple. Fine. I mean, I would have it in a separate part of the garden, but fine.
Yeah. I mean, you could, would it be better to just not have that here? Seeing as you, like you could, I might ask questions.
Yeah.
But I almost certainly
I love the idea of God explaining it and you've got your hand up patiently, waiting for him to finish. Yeah. Yes, Kieran. Okay, so just no apples then.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can I just... Pears? Can I have a pear?
Yeah.
It's very apple-y.
You can have pears.
It's very apple-y.
The point is, don't have this one apple.
Damn.
Do you think you would have given in to temptation and had the apple? Or you think you'd...
No, I think I follow... If anything, I would have been...
Yeah.
The only problem is that if Eve was eating the apple, I wouldn't have stopped her.
Right. Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because you might think, well, if God's given you the rules, but you're a collective, you're a group, and He's saying you as a group don't touch those apples.
Yeah.
And then Eve had been like, I'm gonna touch this goddamn apple.
Yeah.
I've had this chat with the snake. He says Earth is flat, COVID isn't real, and you should eat those apples.
Yeah.
I would have been like, you do you. You know?
I'm so pathetic. I would be like that. I'd be like, well, we're not meant to. Well, I'm having an apple. Okay. I sometimes I do. You know when you see like serial killers and their partners help them with their crimes, you always think like, why would they go along with that? Totally understand it. Like if my girlfriend was like, I've killed someone, will you help me buy the bodies? I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, just don't yell.
Yeah.
I'm pretty pathetic.
What am I going to do? Call the police? We're in too deep.
Yeah.
Let's just burn it.
You're right though. I think if Eve started eating an apple, I'd be like, oh God, all right, I'll have a bit. Fair enough then. So you think as a period of time then, okay, well that's a good one to start with actually. Yeah. So that period of time on the, let's call it the shitometer.
Okay.
Scale of 0 to 10. How shit was Garden of Eden, or was it quite nice, do you think?
Wait, now, so is 10 the shittest?
10 is, so I guess the whole point is about what you feel like you, yes, I should.
Well, what's the scale? Because it's the shit on.
Okay.
So is 10 good, or is 10...
10 is...
Shit.
Shit. Yeah, this is why we have branding meetings, isn't it? Okay, let's say 10 is shit.
Okay. Well, then it's a 1 or 2.
So you think, okay.
I mean, it's paradise. It's paradise with caveats.
That would have been a good name for it.
Yeah, that's what it should
Paradise
have
with caveats.
That's why you have board meetings. That's why you need to talk these things out.
That's great, yeah.
Yeah.
Paradise with caveats. Oh, that is a good name for anything, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
Water park or whatever.
It's sex with me.
Yeah, it's sex with you. It's paradise with caveats.
I don't know why I said that. That couldn't be more accurate. There are no caveats, and it's not paradise.
No, it's very brief purgatory with no rules. Okay, so that's a low level, nice one to start with. That's actually quite
that's
pleasant.
Good. That is unquestionably good.
Good man. Oh, I like that. All right, well, fine. So the next one I'd prep was Caveman Times, which I know is a broad term, but I mean, who's going to get offended? So, any good at hunting? You reckon?
No. I don't think so.
Do you think you would be able to survive given the challenges of the cave? If you were a caveman, do you reckon you'd last more than a few weeks?
So this is going to be the wussiest answer of all time. But the truth is while it's all, oh, look, go out and boars, get the boar. Go out, oh, look at this. Yeah. This bloody Henry over here, he's the real hero because he's just gone out and bagged a bloody bison this evening. Do you know what also...
Would you be jealous?
No, do you know what also works? Knowing what berries aren't poisonous. I think I would be a really good berry collector. Be like, oh, do you know to go really well with that boar that Henry's brought home? These strawberries.
I do feel like you'd be the kind of caveman who's like, you go ahead and hunt, lads, I'll guard the berries.
Yeah.
So you do get that vibe.
I'd just like, look, I'm going to pick the berries and you guys bring the meat. And that is a balanced diet.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a balanced diet, everyone.
Yes, he's a great hunter, but he's got scurvy. Come and have some lovely cranberries.
Exactly.
Kieran's cranberries. I think you'd be the first caveman with glasses.
I think I probably would.
You think you would be?
Yeah, just like a proper nerd. Just like, I don't know what these signify yet, but I know that I'm a virgin. I just...
For me, I think that the number one thing holding me back from being an effective hunter would be my reliance on contact lenses.
Yeah, that is... Because the thing is, it's not like we're the first... it's not like just... The deterioration of eyesight just came along with...
Yeah, there must have been short-sighted
There would have
cavemen.
been loads of short-sighted people going, what is that blurry thing coming towards me?
Do you think there are
it's a rhino. Oh, shit.
There are loads of shit cave drawings just blurry out of context.
Yeah. That was just their eye test. Let's see, that's a cow, a pig,
Better with or without?
Yeah.
With or without? Which bison's brighter?
Yeah,
Which bison's brighter? Yeah.
And by the way, we can't do anything about it. So just
all right.
Just know you're blind.
Well, you're going to be dead at 20. Thanks for coming. Next. Well, what I thought was do a little challenge with you to see how good you might be at hunting.
Oh,
okay, so
no,
it's our first audio challenge. So, if you'd like to take a headphone for me, buddy. Okay, so I'm going to play you some noises of some animals, some predators. You have to try and identify the animal.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
First one.
I mean, I feel like is this out of Jurassic Park? Or is it?
Well, do you think that's a dinosaur then, do you?
I think that's a dinosaur, yeah.
You think that's a dinosaur?
If it turns out that it's a cat, I'd be fuming.
It's a lion.
I'd see, honestly.
It's not a good start.
No, because I genuinely thought when it first kicked in, I thought, well, that's the annoying thing is when he fucking edits these in, he's probably going to have a big picture of a lion. And then everyone's going to be like, oh, well, then it's a lion because you'd see it's a lion. But if you just have the audio, it started out, because even before you even played anything, my brain went, he'll start with a lion. He'll open with the lion, and then we'll get to more difficult stuff, which is a worry now.
Yeah.
But then it really went to like a gargle that I didn't think. It was like, oh, lion, and then it went, and I was like,
lions have different emotions. There you are. So I mean, that's quite. Yeah.
Is that like a melancholy lion?
That's sad.
A lion suffering with real ennui. Just that's what's happening.
That's a lion who's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
All I do is eat and roar.
Yeah.
We did pretty good. All right, how this?
Even the women get to do all the hunting. I never get to hunt any.
I barely got a mane. This next one is weird. Okay, another predator. You ready?
Yeah.
This is weird. The way you're just politely nodding. like I'm
no idea.
Like I'm playing you a new song I wrote.
Yeah, this is what this feels like is when like a friend plays you their shit, like they've joined a band and they're playing. Just like, we've got a new single out. Do you want to just listen to it? We're aiming for a new sound. It's like
yeah, I quite like it. No, I mean, I think this is the noise I feel inside when Dom's not engaging.
Well, I genuinely was about to say, I know this one. It's Dom in the boot of your car. It does just
That is real, though. That is a real animal.
It sounds like two people going...
It does sound like, some very unpleasant lovemaking, doesn't it? Have a guess, then. I mean, all you can do is guess. Okay, I'll give it to you. It is a bit of an obscure one, to be fair. It's a lynx.
Oh, I would have never got a lynx.
I mean, I don't think I've remembered... Yeah, lynx to me is just whatever. But that's the lynx. The lynx sound fucking crazy, don't they? Just one more little time there. Imagine
The thing about that is, even though that might be like a predator about to rip me apart,
Sorry, that's the next one.
hearing that noise, it does still make me. I think if I was attacked by an animal making that noise, I still would just go. It's not like like my last.
Are you okay? That's what I say to the animal.
My last thought on this earth will be, "You okay, hon?"
Yeah. All right. Final one then. What animal? What predator is this?
I don't know, but I imagine it uses mouthwash like a champ.
It really goes
just
for it.
like, oh, let me tell you, it's gargling away like.
Excellent oral hygiene.
Yeah. One more time. Play one more time. Fuck me, I'm bad at this. Shit. Is it some form of bird?
No.
Couldn't even get the
Try
line.
and put you out of your misery.
Yeah.
That is The Predator.
It is, of
From
course,
the film
Predator.
series. There you are.
Fuck me, and I went Jurassic Park and didn't get Predator.
You went Jurassic Park. They also so you would be just to add to your stress of the Caveman Times. Then you would be killed by predators. Basically, it sounds like you would. So you thought a lion was a dinosaur. You thought a lynx was just someone having a tough time emotionally. And then you thought the other one was a bird. It's okay. All right. So maybe you're not naturally suited to Caveman Times, but a few facts here about Caveman Times. I think the average age was something like, people died at like 33 or something.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
Yeah. I'd be gone.
Yeah.
So that'd be fine.
Yeah, you'd be an old man.
Yeah.
Already.
I fucking feel it now. Also, I wouldn't have meant that. I mean, if that's what people are topping out at, I wouldn't have meant.
You wouldn't have. Do you think they're cavemen like, look, oh God, I'm 34, right? I shouldn't be doing this anymore.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely gone, look, guys, you go out. It's a young man's game. This caveman game.
Look, I'm 27. I'm not the man I used to be. Yeah, okay, fair enough. All right, well, so putting that all together then, do you think Caveman Times, scale of 0 to 10 on the old shitometer there?
Oh, it would have been shit.
Pretty shit.
It would have been absolutely shit.
Dog shit.
I mean, like, there's pluses.
What?
If you fucking, I don't know.
You like me?
If you shit yourself for something, it wouldn't go viral. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much bullshit, and then it's just like, oh, somebody's tripped over and now they're a meme. It's just like, okay, I don't have to put up with that shit. But at the same time, I can't order in my food. And it's be like, oh, I can't be bothered hunting this evening, so I'm just gonna die. Just gonna fucking get a pizza.
I'm gonna die.
I'm just gonna die.
I can't be bothered to go hunting, so I'm and my family are gonna die. All right, next one then. A really interesting period of history. Medieval England.
Oh, medieval England.
Fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So just to recap your brain. They used to put animals on trial.
Dead right.
For stuff like eating grain. Chicken would be on trial. Usually had a pretty weak defence.
You weren't there, mate.
You weren't there.
A lot of them got off.
Look at it.
A lot of them got off.
Looking around suspiciously. No medicine.
The thing is, sometimes they'd let the chicken off, but as a celebratory meal would kill and eat the chicken. That's the tragedy.
Or you get community service and you see a chicken just trying to clean up graffiti.
Yeah, that's it. Get rid of that Banksy.
Yeah, exactly. Cross that off. Crazy people. Do you know any medieval facts? Do you know much about medieval England?
No, I know bits and bobs about the early Henrys and the early Richards.
Well, there were a lot of Henrys.
And
it was a great time to be a Henry.
Yeah, there was loads of Edwards because Edward the First was about the third Edward. There was like Edward the Confessor, and there was like Edward. Oh fuck! There's another Edward the something.
I like you get.
So there's a bunch of Edwards, and then Edward the First.
Well, it's nice that you get a an adjective as your name. So I think I'll be Henry the Overplanner.
Yeah.
Or Henry the Twitchy. Maybe, I'm not sure. I think with my Twitch, they would have thought I was a witch probably and burned me. I think.
I haven't ruled it out. So
it'd be like the devil's in his eyes. So some more facts about medieval England. That bread used to be so badly made it was hallucinogenic. from all the fungus. So you basically get off your tits on Hovis.
Well, the other thing about medieval times, just to tie into, because when you're thinking about like any history of like, you know, going back a few hundred years, is you might think about, oh, these are just like super, like just hard. Either you're thinking hardworking people working the farms, it was like strenuous hard work the whole time, or you're thinking like violent times, violent people, lawless societies, which is fucking cool. Lawless societies, just like violence, criminals. Oh, it was just terrible. But they were all drunk
all the
time. Because there's just huge amounts of just boozing the whole time.
They fucking loved a good drink.
There was so much booze going on.
Well, booze,
especially if you lived in towns and cities, because you couldn't get water.
You just had beer instead,
and water wasn't clean. So the way to have a clean liquid was booze.
Yeah.
So they were, and like they'd used genuinely, like their morning drink was like a lighter beer. And then they'd have like progressively stronger beers.
It's a great way to live.
So they were actually, in the countryside, it was a bit different because you had cleaner streams and stuff. So people had access to water.
But in the cities, they were just...
In the towns and cities,
bollocks.
It's just bollocks.
All the time.
So now they're fucking, their eyes are popping with their hallucinogenic bread. And then to like wash it down, they've got like a beer.
And never mix drugs and alcohol. We all know that.
My God. I'm going crazy here. I need a fucking beer to settle me down.
Yeah, another good fact I heard. Now, I think this is also rumoured to be true of Viking weddings, but it was also true of medieval weddings. You may have heard this fact, that, you know, instead of kissing the bride, the new wedding couple had to have sex for the first time in front of the wedding. Now, I don't know if that was instead of a band.
Yeah.
But probably...
well, the thing is, even if you have a band, like any wedding I've been to, you might have the band for a bit, but then the DJ kicks in. That wasn't an option. They couldn't have a DJ to kick it. So when the band rapped at like 11 o'clock, it would have been like, well, what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to have to...
We're all drunk. And
high.
We're all drunk, we're all high. You consummate that shit, baby. Come on.
I mean, I do think it would have taken your mind off the speech.
That's
you have to do that in front of you, you know. And then if you think everyone's like, oh, God, yeah, applauding, or I don't know, do people applaud or do they just quietly watch you politely? And I'm not sure I could do that in front of a wedding. Yeah,
it would have been weird because, like, your parents be there. So they'd be like rooting for you.
I don't know what reaction I'd want, really. I don't know if I want them rooting for me or just going off to the loo for a bit or.
Yeah. Plus the expectation.
I'm proud of you, honey.
Yeah. The expectation would have been, true or not. Now the reality is actually people were way more sexually active. The idea that people
were prude,
were really prudish. Yeah, that's
not true.
All horseshit.
Yeah.
Like there was very much sex was a big part of people's lives, but the hope would have been that it would have been your first time. So like,
you have to act like it's
so
your
you
first
kind of
time.
have to. You don't want to be embarrassed. You don't want to be like bad at sex because then that's an embarrassing thing to be like. Oh, bad at sex. But also you don't want to be like, watch me do the fucking alphabet down here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, oh, look at this fucking.
You have to find a mid-level, don't you?
Yeah, like oh, I'm so coy and awkward. Oh, but let's just see if this thing works.
Yeah,
that's just like. And then your mum goes, oh, that boy knows his stuff.
Well done, darling. No, that's why my mum sounds like that.
There was a case in some period in the Middle Ages where a wife wanted to separate because the husband was impotent. And that was a thing, because if you couldn't consummate the marriage...
Give the guy a break.
Then it was like, well, that's it. The marriage doesn't count. That's why marriages would get annulled, because you can't consummate.
Talk about pressure.
Because it's all about,
I'm so bad at sex I might get divorced.
Well, that's it. That's the reason why a divorce might be granted. Because it would be an annulment. You wouldn't have a divorce.
Because you never got married because you couldn't...
Because if you can't consummate, you can't have kids. And marriage and kids was so entwined that's it. But so there's a story that apparently is true. Apparently it's on record somewhere of a guy in England who the wife went and said, I want to get this annulled because he can't get an erection. But they didn't like annulling. So what they did was they basically brought him into a room, found 3 or 4 other sexually attractive women, and basically they had to go in and like try and make him erect. That was the whole thing. We are only granting this if this group of women who are going to dance for him, strip for him, rub their hands all over him. And apparently he still failed. And that was it. The annulment was granted.
Amazing.
I bet you want to talk about that as like pressure. Because what if it had been a ruse? And then he would have been like, right, we want this marriage to stop.
It's probably the only time you want an erection in court, isn't it?
Yeah, just like, oh shit.
And he's like, guys, this would be easy if there wasn't a chicken in the corner being tried for thievery. God, Jesus,
look at that chicken's huge erection.
Yeah, that chicken. That's why he was getting on trial, the chicken. Okay, fair enough then. On the shitometer, medieval England, 0 to 10.
No, it was rubbish.
Reasonably shit.
It was rubbish. Yeah. Like, all right, you could be drunk all the time and you could have hallucinogenic bread.
You can just about do that here for a bit.
Yeah. Do you know the thing is, like, all time was shit until paracetamol. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Right. Like, it's just because you couldn't even fucking bang your knee off something without.
What have you got for a painful knee? Fuck all.
Yeah, we could chop it off.
Yeah, we could pray.
Yeah,
basically part of it.
It just so yeah,
pretty shit.
It's all shit. It would have been better than Caveman Times.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
because farming practices would have started.
Yeah.
We would have had a fairly settled food.
You might have made it to 40.
Might have made it to 40.
And obviously, if you became a lawyer, you might have some fun court cases to enjoy. So there was some potential things to enjoy there.
Yeah.
All right.
In the case of Michael versus not getting a boner,
I've got 8 erection cases today. Can we wrap up?
Yeah.
7?
We're wrapping them up. You weren't allowed to do for hundreds of years.
7 or 8 out of 10, you reckon, on the shitometer?
Yeah. What did I give Caveman? I say like that was right.
That pretty high, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, let's say that's 9. Yeah, I'm saying this is 6.
Okay, fair play. The next period of time I thought we'd talk about. Well, this is actually more of a sort of a section of human kind of experience, really. Being a Trappist monk. Now, do you know much about Trappist monks?
I don't. I know so little.
Well, you've made a fool of yourself, Kieran. Trappist monks. Now, the old sort of not quite true myth about them was that they had a vow of silence. Now, they do have vows of silence, but it's not absolute. So basically, Trappist monks live in a monastery somewhere, all men, 95% of the day not allowed to say anything. Okay. They have to have one conversation a week. Which puts a lot of pressure on that being a good conversation, doesn't it? Can't be like, ow, I stubbed my toe. Fuck, let's meet till next Sunday.
Well, that's actually exactly what I was thinking. It's just like, maybe if I do buy my... Not only is there no paracetamol, but I also can't even go, fuck.
Yeah. Hey, what was that you were saying last week? So silence.
Would you have to have one sentence? Because like if you can only have a few minutes and be like, what did you have for dinner? I'll have to tell you next week.
Or if he made a really bad joke at the dinner table that no one laughed at, you'd have to go a week, come back and be like, right, can I just say that was the wrong reference?
Yeah.
I meant castles. Another week goes by. Mm-hmm.
I still don't have a fucking clue what people talked about before television.
Right.
No idea.
I don't
have, there's no concept in my mind about how people actually got through entire days.
I think they would be like, how's Keith? Dead. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. How's Julie? Dead. Yeah. Got the plague.
There's just not enough to talk about.
Yeah. How's Gareth? He's in court with an erection, hopefully.
Or not, in which case Julie's gone.
Well, then this might be perfect for you because you didn't have to talk about anything. You just the only thing your day was broken up with was some Gregorian chanting. I've got a nice little Gregorian chant for you here. If you'd like to hear this.
Do I need to?
Fuck, it's not worth it. Just that all the time.
I gotta tell you, I don't mind the Gregorian chant.
Really?
Yeah, don't mind.
That's the only music you can listen to.
Yeah, but you could say that with literally anything. You could play anything there and be like, this is, no, but play me the fucking Fratelli's album and be like, this is all you can listen to.
I would prefer this to a lot of the fucking shit I hear on Top Pops at the moment.
Just like anything. Just put my favourite song on, but that's all.
I wonder if Gregorian monks were like, I like this bit. Oh yeah, that's a good bit. They do that.
Oh, watch it. It's like it's like the bass is about to kick in.
Yeah, like the drop.
And
Here's the drop.
And they build it up.
Here's the drop. Here's the drop. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh,
Way. Shh. That's what they'd be like.
Yeah. I'd like to apologise, but I can't for another week.
Exactly. Just doing the shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if your mate was like, "Do you want to hear my new chant?" You're like, I've got some silence to do.
Yeah.
With them as well, you kind of beat me to the chase on this one, but they were also drunk all the time because Trappist monks are very weird. They would pray, be silent, have no sexual thoughts, but also make incredibly strong beer and drink it all day. So they were just 9% beer all day. And apparently that is what they would do. They get up at 5 a.m. And just drink, and they go to bed at like 8.
I tell you what, that makes it considerably more difficult to keep the silent challenge. Whatever about like, during lockdown, I spent.
Exactly. Sorry, guys. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Oh, I fell it.
Yeah. The Benedictines are pricks.
We like to drink with St. Julius because St. Julius is our mate. Yeah. Tough period of time. Well, but you don't mind your own silence. So what are you thinking on that one on the old shitometer?
I don't know that I could be silent when I'm wasted.
Okay.
I think that would be really difficult.
You think I'd struggle?
Just I'm getting drunker and drunker, and you just won't fucking stop chanting. Fucking stop chanting. Stop chanting. Fucking chant.
Head on the desk.
Oh, it's chanting.
Shh, everybody love this one. Good stuff. Right.
Yeah, I did love that one. The first 50 times you did it.
Fuck off and read Corinthians. Okay, 0 to 10.
I'm going to say that's better than
Medieval times.
Yeah.
Okay. What, 5?
What did I give medieval times?
I don't know. I'm paying you lip service, but 6 or 7.
Am I drunk now?
We should have got.
Let's say
that's what we should have done. We should have got some 9% beer and done
this. Be like, sit in silence.
Yeah, until it wears off. My girlfriend's texting me like, I thought you were driving home after the podcast. Yeah, no, we got off our tits and listened to hymns.
No, so let's say medieval times was. So that was like 7 on shit.
That's 5. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say 5. I think like a meditative life of being drunk is better than hunting boars. Or just dying of syphilis.
I think you're right. Next period of time, opposite end of the scale, absolute filth. Romans.
Cool.
Wall.
Thought you were going in chronological order?
No. I'm going in order of escalating filth.
Oh, escalating filth.
You know some of the Roman stories, they used to make themselves vomit so they could eat more and drink more. They had a vomit bucket in the corner.
Yeah. They
used to wash their clothes and their teeth sometimes in urine.
Yeah.
Olive oil was contraception. That sounds quite nice. And basically just filth. Like they used to used to hang out in toilets and have a chat in a toilet.
Yeah, they used to just have like these long, like proper latrines.
Yeah,
like
I mean, again, I don't want to bring the podcast to a crude place, but they would just sit there. They would share the wiping stuff.
Yeah,
have a chat. I don't think I can. I mean, again, I don't want to be crude, but like if I'm on the loo, anyone tries to talk to me, forget it. Not happening. Yeah. I've got a lot to focus on.
Also, like because they would have just been entirely open areas. Like you know how kind of difficult sometimes it is to start peeing when somebody's sitting. Like imagine that with shitting.
Yeah,
if you're just shitting.
Yeah, and it's a business meeting kind of thing. Apparently, sometimes these places because of the methane and stuff, they would have fires. They would kind of semi-explode. Yeah. So you'd die on the toilet during a business meeting. Worst of both worlds.
Just like Elvis.
Well,
they used to hang out in baths and stuff together, and it was just
a lot of nudity and
a lot of nudity. If you go to Pompeii, just a load of very explicit statues.
Yeah,
when they discovered Pompeii, like back in the 19th century, when it was rediscovered after all that time, one of the things that like the Victorians did was they just had to censor loads of it. So they wouldn't let people in. So it was basically, we found this amazing discovery. Come and look at this bits where we're going to make out like the Romans were. Like, look at this exciting, interesting culture that's completely like, that we should aspire to. By the way, what we've done is we've stored all of the sex stuff, and there was a fucking
95% of...
Yeah, let's... fucking
but was there not like in Pompeii, was there not like a bang or a noise, or did they just carry on, fuck it, just carry on having sex or whatever, and just because I know it happened fast, but like
no well the thing is, there was loads of very sexual art, so like it's not just that the people were
frozen. That's what I thought. But also they were, because there's people in Pompeii, because they had like prisoners, like gladiator prisoners and stuff. There's some like male and female figures in like gladiator of, and what seems to have happened is, because it really happened quickly, so it was very apparent very quickly, like we're not running away from this. The whole sky had turned black, like it started raining down shit. Apocalypse
and
style.
What seemed to have happened is, you know, what would you do if you had half an hour left to live? I'm going to go fuck somebody hot. And in the case of a couple, there seemed to be a couple of examples. It was sexy gladiator man. I'm going to go and... That's
like an incredibly urgent Tinder thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I need someone now.
Yeah. We are definitely going to die. Let's fuck.
Imagine being turned down then. We're about to die. Do you want to get it on? No, I'm all right. Yeah. Oh, come on. What can...
Yeah.
Gee. Oh, God.
Look, if I don't want to do it when I have 20 years left to live, I don't know what makes you think I'd want to do it when I have 2 minutes left to live.
It's still a no, Doug.
We only have 2 minutes left to live. That's loads of time.
That's loads of time.
Loads of time.
Also, they got it on. Also, did they know? Yeah. What if it's all calmed down? It was a bad storm. That'd be awkward, wouldn't it? Like, see you at work on Monday, Margaret. Not Margaret. Margarus. No. Last little Roman fact I wanted to give you here was that, and you might have heard this story, one of the emperors, and I think it was Caligula, either tried to or succeeded in making his horse a senator.
Yes.
And everyone was like, yeah, this is a wrap, guys, isn't it? This is fucking nuts.
Yeah. I don't know if that's true or not, but that is a very well-known story.
Yeah, it's a well-known story, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, he was proper wrong. He wasn't
He wasn't fun.
Not a good guy at all.
Well, we voted in Boris Johnson, so we can't really comment.
It's a similar thing.
Yeah. Horny.
Yeah.
Weird.
Odd relationship with his mother.
Yeah. And of course, Caligula.
Yeah.
Go on, rating 0 out of 10 then. Rating on that one.
I'm still saying that typically the human experience gets better than worse. So I'm going to put it worse than the medieval. So I'm going to say that it is... Or no, I'm going to match it with the medieval. 7. Okay. It's a 7. Okay,
well, just to answer your question then, so what it for you was the best period of time to be living in, do you think then? Or or if you could choose a certain person to be in a period of time, like being a rich person in the Edwardian times or whatever.
I want to be a rich person... about 15 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
So quite specifically 2007.
Yeah.
Why?
So, let me tell you.
What?
This is right.
Yeah.
Because humanity has infinitely more luxuries than we've ever had. Like, you make a genuine case, like genuinely, that like we as normal people now live as good as Henry VIII did. Because even with the power over everything, he still didn't have central fucking heating. He didn't have...
neither do we right now, to be honest, though, mate.
Yeah, that's true. All right. But this is in 2007. This is why not now.
That's true. We did
not
then.
now.
Oh, man.
Do you know what I'm basically working on?
Petrol was fine.
Because the world basically is hitting a turbulent period.
Yes.
So what I'm basically looking for is that period of time
before it got turbulent,
where we had like fast internet.
Yes.
So I want fast internet.
Yeah.
But before the internet turned us all crazy.
You're right. The sweet spot is between broadband and global warming, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really.
No, I know we were well on our way to global warming, but it wasn't as urgent.
Yeah, we were like, it's fine.
You know, there was definitely a case of, there was a lot of people going, it'd be fun when things is a degree hotter.
I like sun. I like beaches.
Yeah. It wouldn't hardly be better if it was hotter. Yeah, no, it's too fucking hot.
Yeah, he's laughing now, eh? Us of the past.
So that's...
Al Gore was right.
Al Gore was right.
Al Gore was right.
Man Bear Pig is real.
A bit boring, but right.
So that's what it is. I want broadband, but I want not now. So I'm going back 10 years.
So actually, based on what you've told me then, your perfect experience would be taking broadband back to the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
That would be the perfect life for you, you think?
Yeah, I think that's probably why they ate the apple.
That isn't bad, is it, actually? Because you're right, you got a nice lady partner, or male partner, whatever, but it was Adam and Eve back then. You've got some Netflix or Amazon Prime or Disney Plus, whatever your thing is. Talking snakes, and pears.
Yeah.
Not a bad vibe, is it?
Pretty good.
Not a bad vibe, you know?
Pretty good.
That would have been all right. Maybe that was God's... I mean, I'm a Christian. We're both Christian chaps. We can say this. Maybe that was one of God's minor errors was not supplying Adam and Eve with broadband.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
And he could have knocked up, the new season of Cobra Kai for the
He could have given them at least one series of Below Deck.
Yeah, so it would have been
enjoy.
Fine.
I wonder what Wikipedia would have been like in the Bible times. There'd be like 6 things on it. Snake. They can chat.
Yeah.
Reference needed.
That's it. Apples have been known to be not good to eat. I won't eat them then.
Don't eat fucking apples.
Yeah.
It says. With a little blue font over apples. Well, I'm glad that we found your period of time, mate. Adam and Eve. It's quite a good one.
I mean, yeah, that is the period.
I love that. Kieran and Eve, or Adam and Kieran. It's all fine.
It's 2022.
Well, it wasn't then.
It wasn't then, exactly.
It wasn't then. Well, my friend, these are also good times to be alive because I really enjoyed your company.
They are good times to be alive.
That was fun. So next plan for us then in a couple of weeks, Tom's back to complete the trio, the Triforce.
Yes.
Comedy Triforce.
Yeah.
Zelda reference. And that'll be fun, I think.
Yeah. Probably if we had done this one just to talk about how much he hates history and it's not interesting.
He wouldn't have liked it. I don't think he would have recognised it. Medieval, what?
What made them so evil?
Men used to live in caves, be real. Yeah, he would have. I think for him, anything before the iPhone 5 was ancient history, wasn't it, really, basically?
Well, it's one, again, I can't remember what episode it was on, whether or not it was one that maybe it was before you had started, where some reference to the Yellow Pages came up and he just looked so blankly.
Did he?
Like, what the fuck is this Yellow Pages? Why were they yellow? What was on these pages? It's like, mate, you're too young.
Too young. Having said that, he does have about 50,000 people following him. So we are extremely dependent on him and looking forward to having him back.
I tell you what, there was more people in the Yellow Pages. There you go.
Yeah.
Yellow Pages wins.
Yeah, we should carry on Yellow Pages with us. Well, guys, we've had a good time. This has been fun. So that's a goodbye from me. We've done a good ending for once. We normally just stop suddenly, like we've all just had a migraine. But this
is... just gets up and walks away.
You just walk away. We just all go to sleep. Just all fall asleep. Well, I've had a good time.
Back to being monks again.
Back to being monks. This was all a dream.
Right, let's wrap it.
I think this is us wrapping it. You take care. Much obliged for listening.
Much obliged, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.